Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. This is one, my friends. I'm going to be testing the GeForce RTX 3070 in Cyberbug 2077. This one is the EVGA XC3 Ultra version of the card, LHR. We are running it using the latest Nvidia drivers, 496.76, and I'm not manually overclocking it, as you can see. As usual, I'm pairing it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32GB of RAM just to avoid any CPU or RAM bottlenecks. You should get the same FPS if you pair it with like a Ryzen 5 5600X, for example, and 16GB of RAM in this game. Let's get right into it, shall we? Okay, so I got a lot of settings to test here in this video, my friends. We're gonna play it at the 1080p resolution, 1440p, 4K, as well as the high settings, ultra settings, ray tracing ultra, and some DLSS settings as well. So starting off at 1080p high without motion blur, please. Yes, here we go. No DLSS for now as well. Let's go. And here we are. It seems like we're getting around the same FPS as I got in the Sunday video at 1440p using quality DLSS. So that is amazing, my friends. This is going to be a really good experience here. I was really impressed with this game's performance here on the 3070. I mean, they might have optimized something, right? Because I don't remember this game to run so well on my 3060 Ti. Or maybe I just tested other settings. Oh, it's not this way. Oh, god damn it. Anyway, if you have a 1080p monitor for some reason with an RTX 3070, I mean, some of you might do, I don't know, you can set this to high and just forget about it, because you're never ever gonna drop from 60 frames per second here. This roundabout is pretty much the most intensive area in the entire map. It's weird, I know, but it is. And it's dropping down into like what, the 80s, 90s. Super smooth and stable, this experience, guys. I love it. It's amazing here. Holy crap. Honestly, at 1080p on a 1440p monitor, the game isn't even looking that bad. Alright, you know what? Let's stop it right there for 1080p high. I need to keep these a little bit shorter. We've already seen the FPS in the most intensive area. Let's enable some DLSS on quality. I don't think it's needed at 1080p, at least on high settings. But if you want 140 something FPS, you can have it, my friends. You can have it here with the RTX 3070. That's crazy. What the hell? We're seeing a CPU bottleneck at this point. Like, the GPU utilization is at 80%. We're getting 140. What is this? It's just insane. This is the most intensive game out there right now, I believe. And it's performing really well. 1080p high settings. I know not many people are going to play at these settings and resolution with the 3070, but I am just really impressed. 140 something frames per second. It drops into the 90s and 80s just because of the CPU bottleneck. As you can see, GPU usage goes down into the 70s here. So, well, it's a super smooth experience in Cyberbug. Now let's test it out using ultra settings and no DLSS first. I just gotta remove motion blur here. The good thing about this game is that you don't need to restart anything to fully apply the settings. I really like it. It makes my job so much easier here in Cyberbug. And now we're seeing it dropping into the 70s and 80s. No CPU bottleneck anymore, of course. Let's get out of there for a little bit. Just drive around the city. It's not bad still. It's not what you'd expect coming from an RTX 3070 at 1080p resolution. But yeah, considering that high settings ran so well, I think I'm not really that mad at Cyberbug today, you know? Yeah, it's still completely playable, obviously. Doesn't drop from 60 still at the 1080p ultra settings, which is insane. But yeah, it seems a little bit too low for a 3070, especially when you compare it to what we got at high. Like, ultra is way more intensive for sure. Anyway, we should stop it there. 80 FPS average. Should we do some DLSS once again on quality? You know, the image is a little bit softer here at 1080p with quality DLSS. That's for sure. I can definitely notice that. But on a native 1080p monitor and a smaller monitor as well, this is 32 inches by the way, so it's very noticeable, any imperfections, I think you won't really be able to tell that much of a difference here. using quality DLSS and native resolution. Maybe native resolution has a little bit of a sharpening filter over everything, but this still looks good, to be honest. And you do get like 10 more FPS on average, which is crazy. So yeah, feel free to use these settings. It's still a plus for me. Recommendation, yeah. Now what about some ray tracing? Ray tracing medium actually only enables... Yeah, it doesn't enable reflections, so... I mean, I want those reflections to be pretty. That's why I use ray tracing. So I'm gonna use ray tracing ultra right now, which enables everything, as you can see. No DLSS, please, first, okay? So 1080p. Oh, it's motion blur is on. Oh, god damn it. I hate you. I hate you like I hate Jacqueline. Ooh, now we're below 60 frames per second. All right, it's still a playable experience, though. But, can you tell the difference in visuals even? Maybe if you're not really seeing things side by side, you can't. And I don't blame you, because I'm not really seeing much of a difference either. Okay, yeah, I can see that red thing right there, which is not in the screen for sure. It's that thing, of course. Yeah, that's what ray tracing does. Every little light that is not in the screen will reflect without being in the screen. And if you use screen space reflections, only things that are in the screen will reflect. So you wouldn't really get any red reflections there, for example. It is not an awful experience, but I mean, if you have the option to get 80 FPS on average at ultra settings without ray tracing, I'd probably play like that, to be honest, guys. Oh, and it still has that bug in the lights there. Those panels there are really, really bright for no reason when they're far away from you. Look at that. What the hell? Oh, I'm so sorry, people. It's a benchmark. What the hell is happening now? Please. Am I stuck here? Are you serious? What a weird way to get stuck. All right, let's stop it there and maybe enable some DLSS. That will probably save this, right? On quality. Oh my god, 80 frames per second. Oh, please. Okay, it's working. All right, we got this. We can do it. Please get out. Oh boy, this is why I call it Cyberbug. Yep, for sure. Okay, you know what? Let's just leave and get another car. I like this one. Get over here, boy. Look at my hands, guys. It's not weird at all, you know? It's just Cyberbug. Things in the future are different. You gotta get used to it. DLSS is indeed a savior. We are getting around the same FPS as we got at 1080p Ultra, but now with ray tracing enabled. I mean, if I had a 1080p monitor, I wouldn't mind playing like this. The reflections are really pretty here in the car, in this area at least. And if you are looking at them and searching for the ray tracing things, you can notice them. But if you're just playing the game, maybe you can't. But hey, they're there. Yeah, I don't really see it dropping from 60 frames per second now, guys. That is amazing what DLSS can do. We went from like 47 FPS average, I think, or just below 50, to 80. And the 1% lows are above 60 all of the time now. Oh my god. 2560 by 1440, this is it. And without any DLSS, we are getting 70s. High settings at 1440p delivers around 70 frames per second, actually around 69 frames per second, which is extremely nice. And over in this roundabout, we are seeing 60s. What? Yeah, it's not bad. It might drop here and there from 60 frames per second, though. But it is a playable experience nonetheless. And if it does drop from 60, it will be in explosions and stuff like that. So it won't happen very often. Yeah, this is totally playable still. Now, the reflections look a little bit worse, of course, because no ray tracing, but they still look decent. Not gonna lie, still looks okay, in my opinion. They're probably gonna explode my car in just a little bit, so let's stop it there. Let's do Ultra settings now. Ultra, no DLSS. And okay, this is exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, okay, as you can see, Ultra is a heck of a lot more intensive. I wouldn't play like this, once again. 1440p looks amazing. Ultra settings looks amazing as well. But I think the FPS are just a little bit too low for somebody that bought a 3070 recently. I think you're looking for a way better experience than this, you know, like 60 FPS. And unfortunately, this is definitely not it. So I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna go ahead and enable DLSS on quality. And oh, car is on fire. Car is on fire. Get out, get out, get out, get out, please. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. You get out as well, please. Give me your car. Oh, explosion there. The worst car ever right now, but at least it's Tiger Claws. Yeah, Tiger Claws. Very nice. I'm just gonna leave it here and get this blue one because it looks beautiful. Also, can't wait to test some Intel GPUs as well. What the hell were those smoke effects? Anyway, it is now a playable experience, as you can see. Very, very good indeed. 70s. It won't drop from 60, I think, maybe. Let's get to that area again. It's looking very, very nice, guys. Oh boy. Some people say that this game doesn't look nice, but maybe you're just watching it on a YouTube video. If you play it at your native monitor's resolution, at your monitor's native resolution, you'll see that it actually looks very, very good, especially if you play on Ultra. Yep. Alright, let's drive through these boys because they're bastards. You know, why you always gotta shoot me and... Ah, I forgot that they actually spawn out of nowhere. It's so annoying. Anyway, yeah, doesn't drop here. That means that it won't really drop in 99% of the game. Let's go ahead and do some ray tracing here. Yeah, without the DLSS first, just because I am curious. Oh, motion blur, I forgot. God damn it. Yeah, this becomes extremely intensive. Holy crap. What the hell? The police were just teleporting there. What is happening with you guys? What is that? You can't do that. You know what? I am tired of this. I am gonna die. Yep, it was on purpose, guys, okay? So, let's stop it there. Most well-optimized menu, by the way. Alright, we're back here. So, I really think you shouldn't play like this. It's 30 FPS. It drops from 30 at times. Not very enjoyable. It's not what you want if you have a card like this, right? Let's enable DLSS and see if that makes a difference. And it does, obviously. Like, that was obvious that was gonna make a difference, but... yeah, anyway. 50s now. It's still not 60s, but we're getting close. And it looks very good. And it looks almost like native 1440p right now. Again, I'm playing on a native 1440p monitor. I noticed that the sharpness was better at native resolution, but this is not blurry, you know, it's just softer. And it's not soft in a bad way. It's like there is some MSAA anti-aliasing coupled with some FXAA. And it makes things a little bit soft, but also a little bit better at the same time, you know? It's hard to explain, but anyway, I could enjoy this experience for sure. I would still aim for those 60 plus all of the time, but this is not bad whatsoever. Whoa, they're killing people. Yep, okay, I'm sorry once again. Now the cops are probably gonna come after us once again. I'm gonna stop it there and maybe do some balanced DLSS, see how it looks. It looks very similar, actually. I can see some shimmering in the lights, for example, there, but yeah, if you're not really looking for it, this could pass as almost native 1440p. I mean, this could pass as 1440p with FXAA anti-aliasing, I guess. Yeah, not a bad experience, actually. We gained about, what, 10 frames per second? And now we're above 60. This is actually pretty nice. It only drops here into the higher 50s. I could live with that, you know? If you really want some ray tracing in your life, or in V's life, in Cyberbug, you can have it. Absolutely. 1440p resolution, balanced DLSS, does look good still, so there's that. Doesn't really drop that much. If I'm not mistaken, the default preset here with the auto DLSS is actually set to balanced. Yeah, as you can see, it gets the same FPS. So the auto DLSS at 1440p Ray Tracing Ultra is balanced. Anyway, last thing to do is test 4K. I don't think you should play at 4K with a 3070, but maybe it will surprise us. Here we go, 2160p using... I think we should start with like medium settings this time around, right? Motion blur is already off. Perfect. And this is native 4K resolution now. Getting 40s. It looks considerably worse in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, if you really must play at the native 4K resolution, you could do that at medium. Is it very enjoyable? Probably not, because it's 40-something FPS, but yeah, you can't complain too much. It's Cyberbug after all. Let's set it to quality here, DLSS. And it's now in the 60s. Okay, so the 60 FPS experience is actually possible at 4K. Oh my god. 3070. What a beast, guys. And it's not even the best one in Nvidia's lineup. What the hell? Although the 2080 Ti is fairly close in performance to this one, and that was the best of the best last generation. I mean, if I was playing at 4K, I would want very good visuals. So I would probably not play on medium, but if you want to, there is that option, and you will get 60 plus most of the time once again. What about high? I think we should use the DLSS, but first I want to see it just for a few seconds. Oh my god, what is happening here? What happened? Are we running out of VRAM? Probably. Oh no, wait, it was just applying the settings. It's fine. It's fine now. Although motion blur is enabled. It's not dropping yet, although our 1% lows are pretty low there. Maybe because of that frame time spike that we saw there in the graph. I didn't really feel it though. Anyway, I wouldn't want to play a game like this at 30 FPS. It's a first-person game, aside from when you are inside of the car. So yeah, nah. 4K high settings just for screenshots, I guess. And that goes for 4K ultra settings as well without DLSS. Let's see how it runs. No motion blur, please. Yeah, it's way worse. 20. Oh my god. So, don't do this, guys. What about ray tracing on ultra without motion blur? I remembered this time. And without DLSS. I know the 3060 Ti just got completely wrecked with these settings because it ran out of VRAM. It is definitely the same with this one. It's only 8 gigabytes of VRAM like the 3060 Ti. So yeah, ray tracing uses a lot of VRAM as well. It's not really doable at native 4K resolution, but hey, it's pretty fun to test it out, right? Oh my god, so bad. Reminds me of the 710. I don't want to do this anymore. So let's turn it down to high, turn that off, and use some quality DLSS. And now we're very close to 60, but not quite there yet. Still, it's much better. Very sharp and detailed, that's for sure. But again, it's not 60 FPS. Might be okay and enjoyable. What the hell? But I want better, you know. It's very impressive what DLSS does. I mean, it is now a very playable experience, and it wasn't before with 30-something frames per second. With balanced DLSS at 4K, you can achieve those sweet 60 plus almost all of the time, if not all of the time. So, perfect. Pretty good. It's not perfect. Perfect would be 69 FPS average. Yeah, always remember that, guys. When you get 69 on average, you know that you're in heaven, basically. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there. Now let's do ultra settings, no motion blur, and quality DLSS. Wait for it to apply. It's applied, and we're getting 30s. Well, we went from like 20 to 35, so it's definitely doing something for the playability. And if you're aiming for a 30 FPS experience and play with like a controller on a TV, I mean, could be worse, right? After all, there are people playing on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, and some of them don't even complain about it. And they're having fun. But you're a PC gamer, so you expect great things, right? And that's where DLSS unbalanced comes in, I guess. Let's see. 40s. Yeah, I think on ultra settings it's gonna be extremely hard for us to get 60 frames per second. But this is way better. Once again, 40s is better than 30s. What about the ultra performance mode? At this point, the game is actually running at 720p resolution, I believe. And look at the FPS. That's crazy high. All right. On a 27-inch 4K monitor, this might actually not look that bad, to be honest. Wow, it's crazy. It's just completely insane how this is natively a 720p resolution image. Last thing to do is test ray tracing on Ultra 4K resolution, no motion blur, and DLSS on balanced, maybe? We're getting around the same FPS as Ultra using quality DLSS. Oh, never mind. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's awful. What the hell? It wasn't really fully applied yet. Ah, that is not good at all. Okay. What about Ultra Performance DLSS, guys? Is it doable? Yes, it is. 60 frames per second. But this doesn't look 4K anymore, so... yeah. Alright. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful to you. Let me know if you're picking up this game with the 3070. Let me know if you're picking up the 3070 to play this game down in the comments. I'll read those as I usually do. And yeah, as always, I love you all. Bye-bye.